All right. Welcome, grade 7, to week 9 of Making Music with Mr. B and Mrs. B. So, last week we had an introduction lesson to Crow Music Lab and we just learned the basics. There was this other guy who was showing you how to do stuff, and a lot of you submitted your work, and it was really interesting to see the ideas you had. So, now we're going to try and be a bit more organized with it, and we're going to try and build some musicianship. And these are things that we use regardless of what instrument you're using or regardless of what kind of music you like. These are all basic aspects that you need to be able to understand to make good music, and we want you to make good music. You won't be able to see me today because the camera is a bit of an issue right now, but next week we're going to try our best so that you can see me making this while I'm also on the computer. But for now, you just have to watch me as I explain and as we go through this together. So good work on the people who submitted and were creative with it. It was really interesting. So let's get a bit more organized. So let's start with this. These two bottom things, I want you to think, these two bottom dots, I want you to think of them as a drummer. So if you guys have ever seen a drummer, they have a drum kit. And they always have this big round drum that's at the bottom where the foot is. That's called the kick. It's low, a low sound. That's the kick. Right there. The high part, this second dot, is called the snare. That's the one where they go. That's when that's when they're knocking it. So there's so many different sounds. So this would be the snare of the drummer. There's the sound of the snare. So we have kick, snare, kick, snare, kick, snare, kick, snare. All right. Let's see. Let me slow it down a bit. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 4. All right. Simple as that. Now, if I want to just remove all this, I can quickly click restart, and it takes me back to normal. So that's our kick at the bottom, snare at the top. Now let's try and understand all these columns and all these squares. It's not hard to understand at all. Each column is a beat, and within each column we have two squares. So these two squares show a beat. So think of this as ta, 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 ta. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you go to the next bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. The thing about Crow Music Lab that's really cool is they show us the next bar by putting a different shade. So you can see this is darker than here because this is gray. Then once these 4 bars are done, they go to the next 4 bars. Then they go to the next 4, or not 4 bars, sorry, 4 beats. Then they go to the next 4 beats. So each of these white different shades shows 4 beats, which is a bar. Remember, you need 4 beats to make a bar for now. So 4 beats, 4 beats, 4 beats, 4 beats. That means we have 4 bars. Bar 1, bar 2, bar 3, bar 4. Now, within each of these beats, remember the beat is the column, you have 2 squares. The first square is called the on beat. All right. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you notice in each column, I'm just clicking on the first square. So column number 1, first square. Column number 2, it's first square. Column number 3, first square. Column number 4, first square. And then the same thing in the next bar. Column number 1, first square. Column number 2, because I'm calling column number 1 because it's just a new bar, so we can start again. After 4, we go back to 1. So that's the on beat. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the second square in each column is the offbeat. Okay, so first square, second square. That's called the offbeat. And for the offbeat, we don't say numbers. We say and. Literally, you say the word and. So like this is my friend and my dog. So this is and. On beat is the numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Offbeat is and. So and. I'll whisper the numbers just so you can understand it better. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay? So let's see how that sounds. 1 and 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 2 and 4 and 2 and 4 and 2, 3, 4. 1. That's the on beat. Let's go off beat. And 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Nice. Just simple as that. So that's our and beat and off beat. And each bar, each column, sorry, has an on beat and an off beat within each column. Okay? And that's how it is. So 4 columns make up a bar. There are 4 beats in each bar. Then before you go to the next bar. So you count 1, 2, 3, 4, you start again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. You don't go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. No. You go 1, 2, 1 until 4, and then start again. Alright, so now let's make some music. I'm gonna make a simple pop rock beat, but I want you guys to be creative. However, within your creativity, let there be a little bit of organization. So whenever you're making a beat, you notice there's a steady beat. It doesn't just go doom ching. No, it's always a same beat going throughout the song. Maybe some small changes, but usually the same beat. So I'm gonna make something in my first bar, and I'm gonna put in my second, third, and fourth bar. So watch this. 1, 2, 3. I'm putting my kicks on 1 and 3, and I'm putting my snares on 2 and 4. Alright, so my snares on the even numbers, my kick is on the odd numbers. That's a simple rock pop beat. So there, this is what's in my first bar. 4. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna do this exact, whatever's in my first bar, I'm gonna put in bar number 2. I'm gonna put it in bar number 3. So I'm just putting the exact same thing. So that's a mistake. Putting the exact same thing in each bar. So even here, that's a small mistake. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see how that sounds. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's my beat. Whatever was in bar 1 is in every bar. So we have some organization. Now that we're done with that beat part, let's create a melody. So we're going to create a single melody. And what that is just a single line of melodies. You can do whatever you want when you're making the melody, but you have to stick with a few things. I'm going to show you how to make a melody using what professional musicians use called the number system. It's literally called the number system. And it's very simple. Each of these squares is also a number. So this bottom square is square number 1, then square number 2 above it, square number 3 above it, 4, 5, 6, 7. And when you reach 7, there's a thick line here, this thick blue line, to show you now you start again. So we only go till 7, then we start again from 1. So watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, the way we're able to know this is, remember when Miss Vanessa was teaching you do, re, mi? Let's see that. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. Ti is number 7, and do starts again. 1, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, and so on. Alright, so let me just remove all those. So do is in the first square, so do is going to be number 1. Re is in the second square, it's going to be number 2. Mi, third square, number 3, yeah. Fa, fourth square. So, fifth square. La, sixth square. Ti, seventh square. So Ti gets the highest one, gets the last square number. Then it starts again from do. After Ti, goes back to do. Super simple. Now when you're creating a single melody line, make sure that you don't have anything on top of this, of where you put your foot of any of your notes. So let's say if I have one here, one there, let me go to 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 2 4s. Let me go here. Let me go to a 6, 6, 6. Let me go to a 5 here. Da, da. So I'm just putting everything in beat number 1 and beat number 3. So beat 1, beat 3, beat 1, beat 3, beat 1, beat 3, beat 1, beat 3. So let's hear how that sounds. It's my single melody. Super simple. Now, if I was to put something on top of it, now it's no longer a single melody, because now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different squares on top of my original melody. So that's not a single melody. A single melody is just where each note is by itself. Okay? Each note is by itself. There's nothing on top of it. It gets its own road. Okay? That's my single melody. Alright. Now, we're going to learn how to create a harmony. Miss Vanessa, whenever you guys are singing, she'll tell you that these people are going to take the melody, and this group of people are going to take the harmony. So the harmony is just another note that goes well with another note. And it's really easy to do this. I want you to think of it like this. If you're ever on a bus, especially in like America or Europe, especially Europe, you'll notice that people don't necessarily don't like sitting right next to each other. They like sitting with a space in between them. Yeah, like with a space. Because why? If someone's sitting right next to you, they're getting all in your space. If they're eating something, their food might get on you. If their children are there, you never know what their children might do. It might be a bit annoying, a bit of a nuisance. So let's see how it sounds when we have two people sitting right next to each other and they don't have any chair in between them. Let's see how it sounds. It doesn't sound too good. And why? That's because neighbors fight. They don't like people invading their space, especially in Europe. So what we're gonna do is, just so each neighbor is happy, we're gonna put a space between them. We're gonna put a chair in between them so they all have their space. So if this is my melody, I skip a space, a square, and put my note on top of it. That note is called my harmony. So that's just one harmony. So for each note in your melody, be creative. You don't have to copy me. Actually, don't copy me. Make your own. Right there, I'll grade you for creativity. That's very important. So space over there, space over there, space over there, space over there. Look at that. Sounds a lot better. Yeah. That sounds like we're making some music. Cool. There you go. So that's a one-part harmony. Why? Because we have one square on top of it. Now, if we wanted to create a two-part harmony, we just take this square, the first harmony, skip another space. Hey, another happy neighbor because he's not sitting next to the person who's eating an oily cheeseburger and a warm milkshake. Because then when the bus goes over a bump, you're going to have burger oil and milkshake all over it. Yeah. All right. So 1, 1, 4, 4, 6, 6, 5, 5. I'm just saying the numbers of where the melodies are. All right. So let's not worry about it. So let's actually restart. And now I'll tell you what I want from you guys. So I want you to start off by creating a beat. You don't have to copy me. Create anything you want within the first bar. But whatever you create in the first bar, you have to put in the second, third, and fourth bar. It has to be the same. I'm going to check to see if you understand how to put the same beat in each bar. So remember, a bar is the shades. So whatever you have in bar 1, put in the other 2, 3 bars. So there's my beat. Simple, basic rock pop beat. Next thing, you're going to create a single melody line, not two-part melody. You're going to create a single melody line. So let me do this. Let me start with a 6. That's my 5. So 6. Doom, 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 doom. I'm going to do that again. Doom. Wait, is that right? Oh no, I skipped one here. Doom, doom. So doom, 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 doom. And my offbeat right there. So if you see this one is on the on beat, then offbeat, offbeat, offbeat. Doom, doom, doom. This is just me just having fun. So you guys be creative with it. Let's see what I have. This is my single melody line. I like it over there, so I'm gonna take it a bit higher over here. Dun, 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 dun. There we go. I'm gonna copy that one over here as well. No, music isn't always about putting 100 different things. It's about having something that sounds nice. So there we go. And my single melody. So there we go. Everything, it has its own lane. There's nothing on top of anything. They all have their own beat. That's cool. I like that. Let me just change this one note. I want to take a bit here. Let's see how it sounds over here. That's interesting. I think I prefer it there. All right, now once you have this single melody, once you have your beat and a single melody line, I want you to click save. Go to your link, copy the link, post it on Microsoft Teams, or because I don't know if Microsoft Teams can take 2 links. If it can, then that's awesome. That'll make things easy. But if it can't take 2 links, just simply copy paste this link, put it on a Microsoft Word sheet, and just say link number 1. Very important. I want 2 links by the end of this video. I mean, when you finish the assignment. So click save. Once you've made your single melody line, post on Microsoft Word. Once you've done that, stay on your single melody line and create a 1-part harmony. How do you do that? Put space between the neighbors, 1 chair between the neighbors. Anywhere there's a melody note, okay? And I only want a 1-part harmony. Do not put a 2-part harmony. I want a 1 part harmony. Okay? Just follow the instructions and you do well. Because I just want to see if you're really understanding. So it's really important you stick with the instructions. But remember, be creative with making your melody. But be specific with the instructions. Yeah. I like that. I like that. That sounds cool. So that's all. That's our harmony. Oh, before we finish, let me just make a small change to my beat. Let me take it to 95. Some of you forgot to do that, so don't forget to just make a small change in your time. I want to see if you understand tempo. Tempo means how quick you go with the notes. So if I go over here, then it's really slow. Oh, sorry about that. Dogs are barking. So it's really slow. Let's see. Nice, alright. And if I take it really high, then it's going really quick. That's fun. So that's tempo. Alright, so simple thing, create your beat, create your single melody, copy the link, save, copy the link, put in Microsoft Word. Once you've done that, create your second harmony. Once you've finished that and change the tempo, click save, post in Microsoft Word, and finally upload what you've posted in Microsoft Word onto Microsoft Teams, and I will grade it. And we're just going to keep getting better and doing more and more music things. So that's it for today, grade 7. I hope you had fun. Be creative, and I will see you in our next lesson, hopefully with a camera. Bye, guys.